Good morning, students. Welcome back to Analog Electronics online class. In today's class, I am going to start the 5th unit. The unit name is Operational Amplifier. Unit name is Operational Amplifier. That means which is one class of amplifier which can provide the distinguished properties or the application compared to the normal amplifier circuit. So, amplifiers can be various types: current amplifier, voltage amplifier, power amplifier. Likewise, we will be having the various types of amplifiers, in which we are going to study the complete 5th unit as operational amplifier. Operational amplifier. Then how it will be different from the normal amplifier? It is the question. That is nothing but it is the definition of the operational amplifier. Generally, amplifier means it is an electronic circuit which increases the strength of the weak signal. The best example for the amplifier, general amplifier, it is the loudspeaker. We know this one. Amplifier is an electronic circuit which increases the strength of the weak signal, that is called amplifier circuit. In general, the best example for the amplifier is a loudspeaker. The point is very clear. But here this is not simple amplifier, it is operational amplifier. Operational amplifier. Historically, the operational amplifier was designed to make some mathematical operations. General amplifier, it makes only amplification. It is used to increase the strength of the signal only. Whereas operational amplifier historically was designed to make some mathematical operations, which makes the addition, it makes the subtraction, it makes the integration, it makes the differentiation also. It is the amplifier. Along with the amplification, it makes some mathematical operations also. Which mathematical operations includes addition, it includes the subtraction, it includes the integration and the differentiation. So, it was designed, historically it was designed to perform some mathematical operations, so that it is named as operational amplifier. It can perform mathematical operations. While it was designed, mainly intention was to make the mathematical operation. That mathematical operations includes addition, subtraction, differentiation and integration. So, this was invented, this operational amplifier was invented to accomplish these mathematical operations, so that it is named as operational amplifier. It is one class of amplifier was invented to accomplish some mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, integration and differentiation. Then this is named as operational amplifier. In short, we can call operational amplifier as op-amp. In short, what we can call it is op-amp. Op stands for operational and amp stands for amplifier. In short, we can call op-amp. It is abbreviated as op-amp. Is nothing but operational amplifier only. So, amplifier is nothing but generally it is an electronic circuit which increases the strength of the weak signal, whereas operational amplifier is one class of amplifier which can able to accomplish some mathematical operations, and in short we can call it is op-amp. Now we have been getting this operation amplifier in the form of an integrated circuit only. IC, have you heard about ICs? IC is nothing but it is a small electronic component and that can able to provide the many functions. So operational amplifier, we will be getting this op amp in the form of an IC. That IC number is about IC741. Whenever you see the IC741, what you have to understand, it is an operational amplifier which can perform the addition, subtraction, differentiation and integration. I hope I am very clear. Operational amplifier definition is very clear. In what form we have been getting in the market this op amp? In the IC. IC number is what? IC741. And by using IC741, what we can get the applications? It can be used as adder, it can be used as a subtractor, it can be used as a differentiator, it can be used as an integrator also. When it was invented, it is purely designed to accomplish these four functions only. Later on, it is extended, its applications will be extended to make some other functions. Like it can be used in the oscillator circuit also. Operational amplifier can be used in the oscillator circuit. It can be used in the voltage regulator circuits also. It can be used in the filter circuit also. That means what? When the time of invention, the operational amplifier was purely designed to perform some mathematical operations only. After that, some of the applications will be extended from this, and that applications, these op amp can be used as oscillators, these can be used as voltage regulators, these can be used as a filter circuit. So that these are the applications of operational amplifier. What are the applications of operational amplifier? Operational amplifier can act as adder, can act as subtractor, can act as differentiator, can act as integrator. Along with these can act as an oscillator. These can be used in an oscillator. These can be used in a voltage regulator. These can be used in a filter circuit. Voltage regulator is nothing but it is going to keep the constant voltage. Filter circuit means what? It is going to stop unwanted signals. What is the general function of any filter? If you go with the water filter, what is it is going to do? It is going to purify the water. It is going to purify the water means unwanted impurity it stops, and whatever it requires, that only allowed by the water filter. And in such case, in such example, and we will be taking this operational amplifier also can be used as a filter circuit, not the water filter, it is electronic filter. It stops the unwanted signal, it allows the required signal only. And filter can be designed with operational amplifier. I hope I am very, very clear. When the time of the invention, historically the operational amplifier was designed to perform these basic mathematical operation. After that, it got extended with the new applications which are oscillations and the voltage regulations and filters. Along with these applications, in general, amplifier itself, it makes the strength of the weak signal so that it can perform that amplification process also. This is about introduction, and the short form of the op amp is, short form of operational amplifier is op amp. We have been getting this op amp in the form of integrated circuit. What is the IC number? IC741. Whenever you see the IC741, whenever you see the IC741, you should understand that it is an operational amplifier. It is an op amp, can able to provide the adder, addition, subtraction, integration, differentiation, and it can be used in oscillators, it can be used in a voltage regulators, and it can be used in a filter circuit. You should understand all these things. I am saying that it is an integrated circuit. If you go with any integrated circuit, integrated circuits will be like this. If you go with any integrated circuit, and the integrated circuit top will be in the color of black only, top of the IC will be in the color of black, and that will have the left side and right side some pins will have. So here IC741, we will be having the IC741. What is the IC741 indicates? Operational amplifier. It is the 8-pin integrated circuit. How many pins it is having? 8 pins. Left side, how many pins it is having? 4. Right side, how many pins it is having? 4. 4 plus 4, how many pins? 8 pins. So that it is IC 741 is an integrated circuit which is having the 8 pins. Then the 8 pins can be named as here. You can start from here 1, 2, 3, 4. The next fifth one we need to identify. Here the symbol is mentioned U, right? So that you have to go like this. So that 1, 2, 3, 4 completed. This is 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. How to identify the pins of an integrated circuit? It is, we must go with the an alphabet of U. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is very clear that we have been getting the operational amplifier in the integrated in the form of an IC. IC 741 is nothing but it is an general purpose operational amplifier which is having the 8 pins, and all the 8 pins are mentioned over there. Then this is about the introduction and the applications of operational amplifier. Then what is the block diagram of operational amplifier? Block diagram of operational amplifier will be asked for 2 to 5 marks in the exam. It is a definite question and it can be asked for the 2 to 5 marks in the exam. Operational amplifier block diagram. That means what? It seems to an integrated circuit only. It seems to it is integrated circuit, but if you look in internal to that particular IC, and that is going to have these blocks. How many blocks it is having? 4 blocks it is having. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many inputs it is having? Operational amplifier, how many inputs it is having? 2 inputs. And how many outputs it is having? 1 outputs. You should understand that operational amplifier is having the 2 direct inputs and 1 direct output. So if you look into the internal structure of IC 741 or any general purpose operational amplifier, we must have the 4 blocks. First block is obviously input stage. Second block is obviously output stage. First block is input stage. Second block is output stage. And we have to go with the 2 blocks, remaining 2 blocks, and the second block is called as intermediate stage. It is a intermediate stage. It is a medium stage or moderate stage, and between the input stage and the level triggering stage. So first stage is what? Input stage, and the last stage is obviously output stage, and the second stage is called as intermediate, and the third stage is named as level triggering stage. Then I will explain what is the necessity of each and every block. Then I am going with the inputs of an operational amplifier. Operational amplifier block diagram consists of how many blocks? 4 blocks. First block is input stage, last block is output stage, second block is what? Intermediate stage, third block is a level triggering. That means what? It is going to achieve the compatibility between the intermediate stage to the output stage. Then I will be going with the inputs of an operational amplifier. Inputs of an operational amplifier. How many inputs it is having? 2 inputs it is having. First input name is inverting terminal. First input name is inverting terminal, and the second input terminal is called as non-inverting terminal. That means what? The operational amplifier can be operated in 2 modes. First one is in inverting mode and second one is non-inverting mode. That what is inverting mode and what is non-inverting mode, I will explain. If I give the signal is here, if I am giving the signal to the inverting terminal, so that output will be having the 180 degree phase shift. For example, I'll have to see, this is very important point here. How many inputs it is having? 2 inputs it is having. What are the 2 inputs? Inverting terminal and the non-inverting terminal. If I give the input to the inverting terminal, output will be in inversion to the input signal. Input signal started at the positive half cycle, then the output is started at negative half cycle. So that what is the phase difference between these two? 180 degrees. These two are having 180 degrees. That means what? If I give the input at the inverting terminal, it is simply making the inversion of the input signal. Positive to negative and negative to positive it is providing. If I give the same input, at the non-inverting terminal, output will be same as the input signal only, because it is non-inverting, it will not make inversion, so that the output will be the same as the input only. Here positive is there and here also positive, negative and the negative, so that there is no inversion, so that the phase difference between the input and output signal is what? 0 or 360 degrees. If there is a inversion, what is the phase difference? 180 degrees. There is no phase difference, then that there is no phase difference means, and it is having the phase difference of 0 or 360 degrees, and we are applying it to non-inverting terminal. Here the point is very, very clear that the operational amplifier is having the two inputs. What are the two inputs? We are having the two input terminals. One is inverting terminal and another one is non-inverting terminal, so that we can operate the operational amplifier in two modes. One is inverting mode, another one is non-inverting mode. If you give the input at the inverting terminal, output will be the inversion to the input signal, so that phase difference between the input and output is 180 degrees. If I give the input at the non-inverting terminal, output will be the same as the input only, so that there is no phase difference, so that these two signals are called in-phase signals. What is the phase difference between the in-phase signal? 0 or 360. What is the phase difference between the out-phase signals? That is 180 degrees. In the positive feedback and the negative feedback we have discussed. In the negative feedback, the phase difference between the Vin and Vs, that Vs and Vf, that is about 180 degrees, and in case of positive feedback, the phase difference between the Vs and Vf is 0 or 360 degrees. Whenever the phase shift is about 180 degrees, these two signals are called as out phase signals. Whenever the phase difference is about 0 or 360 degrees, we can call it is a in phase signals. So that how many inputs are it is having? Two inputs. What are the two inputs? Inverting and non-inverting terminal. If I give the input to the inverting terminal, output will be the in inversion with the input signal, so that phase difference between these two signals will be 180 degrees, and these two signals are called out phase signals. Then coming to the next one is what? When I give the input to the non-inverting terminal, so that output will be the same as the input signal only, but in the increased version, so that but the phase difference between these two will be 0 degrees only, and these two signals are named as in phase signals. Then just now I have explained the two terminals. What are the two terminals? Inverting terminal and it can be operated, operational amplifier can be operated in two modes. One is inverting mode, another one is non-inverting mode, and this input is completed. Coming to the input stage. It is a stage which is called as the differential amplifier. Differential amplifier is nothing but, generally amplifier means what? Generally amplifier, if it is amplifier to which I am giving the input signal, so that this signal will be increased at the output side. But at a time giving the two inputs. So that what it is going to do, it is going to find the difference between these two signals. These two signals, and that difference will be amplified at the output side. I hope I am very, very clear. Here, if we are having, this is an amplifier, assume that it is an amplifier. What is the function of amplifier? It increases the strength of the weak signal, so that I am giving the electrical weak signal to this one. So that what happens? It is going to increase the strength of the weak signal at the output side. But I am giving the two inputs at a time. In such a cases, it is going to find the difference between these two signals. This is about 10 millivolts, this is about 8 millivolts. Then the difference is how much? 2 millivolts. That 2 millivolts will be act as an input now. That 2 millivolts will act as an input, and that 2 millivolts will be amplified at the output side. That is called as differential amplifier, and this differential amplifier is what? Dual input and dual output. Dual input and dual output it is providing, so that this is a dual output input, dual input and dual output, and both the inputs and outputs are dual only, so that it is called balanced output. Which type of amplifier it is? Balanced. And which type of? Differential amplifier. Differential amplifier is a one which finds the difference between the two signals, and that difference will be amplified at the output side. That is called differential amplifier. So that in the amplifier, in the operational amplifier, this input stage is designed with which amplifier? Differential amplifier, that is dual input, balanced output, differential amplifier. And next one is the intermediate stage. Now we require only one output. We require only one output, so that we are going with the intermediate stage. That intermediate stage is designed with dual input and unbalanced output. If you are having the two inputs and two output, that is called balanced one. If you are having the two inputs and one output, that is called unbalanced, so that it is dual input, unbalanced output. It is a differential amplifier only again. What is the function of differential amplifier? It is going to find the difference of the two input signal, and that difference signal will be amplified at the output side, and this will be providing what? One signal. And this is output stage is designed with some of the push-pull amplifier to have the compatibility between these two, and we will be using the level trigger stage, that is with the one particular circuit that is called emitter follower circuit. By using the emitter follower circuit, we will be making the compatibility between the intermediate stage and the output stage, and finally from the output stage we will be getting the output that may be in phase to the input signal, that may be out phase to the input signal. If the output is in phase to the input signal, from where we have the given input? Non-inverting. For example, this output is out phase to the input signal. To the input signal to the inverting terminal we have given the input such that it is providing the 180-degree phase shift. I hope I am very, very clear. I am going very little bit split because we need to complete at least 50% of the 5th unit today. Is this clear? Yes. Not this statement, this subject. Yes. Right? Copy this. So this is the block diagram of operational amplifier, and it is having the two inputs, inverting input and the non-inverting input, and one output, and one output will be dependent on the high input which is given to the terminal, that may be to the inverting terminal or the non-inverting terminal, and it is internally having the 4 blocks. First one is input stage. It is designed with the differential amplifier. It is a balanced differential amplifier. Inputs and outputs are same. 2 inputs for 2 outputs. And the next stage is about intermediate stage. It is a unbalanced differential amplifier with the 2 inputs and 1 output. And to have the compatibility between the output circuit to the input circuit, we will be using the level triggering circuit. It is with the emitter follower circuit. It is with the emitter follower circuit, and this is the stage which is used to drive the output signal. That is designed with push-pull amplifier. It will be designed with the push-pull amplifier. So this is, from this it is clear that it is having the 2 inputs and 1 output. 2 inputs and 1 output. So to have the operations or application from the operational amplifier, we require to give the input at the input terminal so that we can expect the output. But to on that integrated circuit, we require to provide some of the voltages also. We require to give some voltage to get on that integrated circuit. That voltages are called as VCC and VEE. You can call it as VEE. VCC and VEE. This is the schematic symbol of operational amplifier. Whenever you wanted to draw the symbol of operational amplifier, All this you have to draw. The amplifier symbol is simply this one only. Amplifier symbol is this one. It is general amplifier. We have discussed this is in the third unit. This is V in, this is V out. How many inputs it is having? One input. How many outputs it is having? One. This is normal amplifier with the open loop gain is A. Now it is what? It is a operational amplifier. We will be getting this operational amplifier in 8-pin integrated circuit. 8 pins are there. How many pins are there? 8 pins are there. In which 2 pins for the input, 2 pins for the power supply, 1 pin is used to have the output. Total how many completed? 5 completed. 2 plus 2 plus 1, 5. Remaining 3 I will explain in the pin diagram of IC 741. Total 8 pins are there, right? In which how many here we are having? 5. First one is inverting terminal, non-inverting terminal, VCC, VEE and the output. That means what? In the IC 741, in the operational amplifier IC 741, second pin describes what? Second pin, it is nothing but it is inverting terminal input. Third pin describes as what? It is a non-inverting terminal, that is input. Sixth pin, from the sixth pin we can take the output of the operational amplifier. This is the output. VCC is about 7 and VEE is about 4. VCC is 7 means here we should give the voltage that is plus 5 volts, that is VCC is always plus 5 volts only for integrated circuits. And VEE is minus 5 volts and VEE is at a 4th. So that only we left with what it is? 1, 1, 5, 1, 5, 8, in which 1 will be ground only. And in the pin diagram I am going to explain all these pins, and with all the required information I am going to explain that pin diagram. Anyway, pin diagram is not needed for you. So from that, how many pins we require generally? 2 are for input and 2 are for the power supply. 1 is to drive the output signal. From which pin we are driving the output? 6th pin. To which pins we will be giving the input? 2 and 3. And for which pins are acting as a power supply? 7 and 4. VCC means it is a power supply. Positive power supply is called VCC. Negative power supply we can call it is VEE. C means it is collector. The voltage we will be giving to collector terminal, that is called it is VCC. The negative voltage we will be giving to the emitter, that is called VEE. In the second unit, that is transistors, we have discussed the emitter, base, collector terminals of the transistor. Terminals of BJT, emitter, base, collector. To give the biasing to the emitter, that is called as VEE. If we give the biasing voltage to the collector, that is called VCC. The biasing voltage, if you are giving the voltage to the one particular terminal, that is called biasing terminal, and if we are giving that to the collector, that is called VCC. If you are giving that biasing voltage to the emitter, that is called VEE. If we give the biasing voltage to the base, that will be VBB. I hope I am clear. These are what? It is a biasing voltages which are nothing but the required power supply to the operational amplifier. What are the 2 pins we require for the power supply? VCC and VEE. VCC always plus only if it is NPN transistor. Now it is VCC about how much it is? 5 volts plus 5 volts. Then VEE is what? Minus 5 volts. You should remember this point. So that out of 8, 5 will be completed. This is what? Inverting terminal. If I give the input is here, output will be out phase to this signal. If I give the input to here, output will be in phase with the input signal. So that this is the schematic symbol of an operational amplifier. Take this. Yeah. I am going to talk about the modes of operation of an operational amplifier, that is IC741. As we discussed, operational amplifier can be operated in two modes. First mode of operation is called inverting mode of operation. Inverting mode of operation. Second one is about non-inverting mode of operation. Second one is about non-inverting mode of operation. Inverting means we should give the input voltage at the inverting terminal. And the non-inverting mode of operation means we should give the input signal at the non-inverting terminal of the operational amplifier. Then I am going with the inverting mode of operation. I am drawing the symbol of the operational amplifier. Operational amplifier will have the two inputs. This is about the inverting terminal, that is INV, you can call it is. Non-inverting terminal is this one, and it can be represented with plus. So this is inverting terminal and it is a non-inverting terminal. What is the pin number of the inverting terminal? Pin number of the inverting terminal is what? 2. What is the pin number of non-inverting terminal? 3. And what is the output terminal number? Is 6. Which mode of operation we are going? Inverting terminal. So that input has to be given at the inverting terminal. So by giving the input to the inverting terminal, you can make the ground of the non-inverting terminal. This is what it is, having some voltage and it is 0 voltage now. Difference between these two will be, for example, this is V in and it is 0. Difference between these two signals will be V in minus 0, that is V in only, so that it is accepting this signal only. So it is which mode of operation? Inverting mode, so that output will be amplified signal only, but in inversion it makes the amplification. During the positive half cycle it is amplified in negative. During the negative half cycle it is amplified in positive. This is V in and this is V out. Then the phase difference between these two will be 180 degrees. So that it is named as inverting mode of operation. And here in inverting mode of operation, we are giving the input to the inverting terminal, while non-inverting terminal made as ground. Non-inverting terminal is made as ground. Coming to the non-inverting terminal, we should give the input is here. Non-inverting terminal. Then the inverting terminal must be grounded, so that output will be in phase to the input signal, and that is named as it is non-inverting mode of operation. First take that inverting mode of operation, after that try to complete the non-inverting mode of operation.